here and I'm in my cantina. I'm going to show you something today that can be a little bit intimidating, a holiday turkey. I'm going to show you from start to finish how to clean, brine, and bake your turkey. I love brining my turkey. I feel like it turns out juicy, it helps it to cook faster, and it also helps to balance out the dark meat and the white meat. So let's get started. To start our brine, I'm using 64 ounces of chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock. I'm using chicken stock because it's poultry. One cup of kosher salt. I prefer kosher salt because it has less sodium content as well as no preservatives. 1 cup brown sugar, dark or light, whatever you have on hand. 2 star anise. I like star anise because it smells a lot like fennel. 2 bay leaves. And 1 tablespoon of allspice. I love using allspice in my brine. It's a combination of several flavors. It resembles cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, juniper berries, as well as peppercorns. So my secret ingredient, someone gave me this ingredient. It's crystallized ginger. It's so yummy. I love this in my brine. I feel like it gives it a very nice aroma. It gives it a nice color. About 1 tablespoon, I chop it really small because it helps it to dissolve faster. 1 small orange. My orange was very large, so I'm only using half. I squeeze it right in, and then I drop it into the brine. Boil on medium heat for about 30 minutes. I like to just mix all of the ingredients together so they dissolve faster. While this dissolves, I'm going to prep the turkey. Now, our turkey always has this little thermometer. This is to tell you when the turkey is done. I never go based on this thermometer because it always pops up when the turkey has way overcooked. So I usually don't really utilize this. You can take it out and throw it away, or you can leave it in. I like to place my turkey in the bottom of the sink, and it always has this little piece of plastic over the legs to help hold the legs in place. I like to remove this, and it easily comes out. You just have to pull on it. Now I like to use my tongs, and I just go through the back and I go ahead and pull this big piece out right here. This is the turkey neck, and we don't really need it for any reason, so you can go ahead and just throw this away. Now I like to reach around the front side of the turkey, and there's always a small opening, and inside of there I just like to use my tongs and pull this bag out. Be sure to never cook this bag in your turkey. This is the heart and the kidneys. I just like to tilt my turkey over and just let all of the juices drain out. This is why I like to put this at the bottom of my sink. And I don't really think there's a need to wash your turkey. I usually just take a paper towel and I pat it dry before I add it to the brine. In order to cool down my brine, I always pour it into another pot, and then I let it sit for about 30 minutes to an hour while it cools. To store my brine turkey, I use a Tupperware box, and you can either use a brining bag, but I also just use an oven bag. I'm not going to bake the turkey in the oven bag, I'm just going to use it for the brine. Add 6 cups of ice, as well as 6 cups of cold water to your cooled brine. You want to make sure it's cold before you add it to your turkey because you don't want to cook the turkey. Now I like to take the bag and squeeze all of the air out of the bag. And now this is going into the refrigerator for 8 to 12 hours. I like to flip it over and brine the top side first for about 4 to 6 hours, and then I'll flip it back over for the rest of the process. Now, the turkey has been in the refrigerator for 12 hours. I like to open the bag and just release all of the liquid from the turkey. You don't need to wash your turkey. It's going to bake, so it'll cook off any bacteria or anything you're concerned about. I like to just take a paper towel and wipe it down really well. The more you pat it dry now, the crispier you can get the skin. Now we're going to go ahead and add the aromatics into the turkey. I'm using 1/2 of an onion, 1/2 of an orange, 1 whole peeled garlic clove, 1 sprig of thyme, 1 sprig of rosemary, and 1 sprig of sage. I like to use a V-rack. This helps the drippings fall to the bottom, and then the air will circulate around the turkey, helping to steam the flavors in and help with browning. Now we want to tie the turkey legs. I use about 1 foot of twine, and I wrap it 2 times around one leg, and then I go over to the other leg and I loop it around once, and then I tighten one leg over the other. You want to make sure you tuck the wings in. The wings will burn on the tips, and then they'll also kind of spread out while baking. So you want to kind of give it a more uniformed look where it's all tucked together. I add 1 pinch of kosher salt over the top, just to season the skin, and some fresh cracked pepper. Once I've seasoned the top, I like to brush it with oil. I really like to have a really browned, crispy skin on my turkey. I feel like when I get the skin really crispy on the outside, it helps hold all the juices in on the inside, and it also just gives it a really pretty look. You can use any kind of oil, extra virgin olive oil, vegetable oil, castor oil, any kind of oil that you like. I like to take a double piece of foil and measure it over the breast area and the ends of the legs. 30 minutes into baking, we're going to cover the breast and the legs so they don't burn. So I just take my scissors and I just measure a small piece and just trim around the sides. Most people call it making a turkey hat. Now I'm placing the turkey in the oven uncovered at 450 degrees for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, go ahead and drop the temperature down to 350 degrees. We're going to take this piece of foil covering that we made and we're going to cover the breast and the tips of the legs so they don't burn. I measured the cooking time at about 8 to 10 minutes per pound. This is a 12.5 pound turkey. As long as your thermometer takes you to 160 degrees, you know your turkey is done. So that concludes my easy brine turkey. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments box. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe to my YouTube page. Thanks for watching.